all hear me. It is 6:49. I am on vacation, just starting a vacation in the Dells, and there always seem to be tornado warnings when I go on vacation. Just wanted to update you because we did just get a report of 1 foot diameter tree snapped in Waukesha County, Fields Drive and Good Hope Road. And that's going to be in this area. It looks like the circulation is decreasing in intensity. This is a tornado warning. There are now 2 of them. One of them includes Waukesha and McGuanago. The second one includes Menominee Falls, which it's now just pushing past. This is my biggest concern at the moment, Elm Grove and Brookfield. So I would be very much on alert here into the ballpark in Milwaukee. I know the Brewers game is ongoing at this point, so we need to see if they're going to extend that. It looks like the circulation has weakened. You can see that in the very last frame, that the circulation has started to weaken there a little bit, but still need to watch for the ballpark that could re-strengthen. This next one, it looks like it's a little messier here, but this is around Genesee Depot and Wales. That's a smaller circulation, but also closer to the radar site. So that's the reason for that second tornado warning. So broader circulation over Elm Grove, tighter circulation over Genesee Depot. That's the rotation that I'm showing you. This is all within this line of storms. And so these are little areas of rotation developing within the line of storms. So, I sent a text to our crew back at the station that they need to prep the basement just in case, although it looks like this may go just south of Brown Deer. So I think that this is going to be closer to Wauwatosa. Let me check in here with the National Weather Service. Let's see here. This may pop up just briefly, see if there's any other. They just issued a tornado warning for Milwaukee County. This will pop up here in a moment. There it is. So this is for southern. Let's see here. Give me a minute. Nope. So this is going to be extended, from that circulation. So this includes Glendale, Whitefish Bay, Shorewood, Milwaukee, West Allis, Wauwatosa, Cudahy. So the airport is in this as well. And this is a tornado warning for a radar-indicated tornado that is in effect until 7:30. This is because of the circulation that is coming out of Butler, all right? So this is really important. They're going to have to evacuate into the concourses, I would presume, at the ballpark right now. And obviously the game is going to be delayed for this. If you are anywhere from Butler, anywhere in this tornado warning, Butler, Whitefish Bay, Glendale, Shorewood, City of Milwaukee, this circulation is going to be heading, let me animate this. This circulation is going to be heading right into downtown Milwaukee. So anywhere in this tornado warning from the airport to Glendale, west to Menominee Falls, you're fine now. We can clear some in behind this. Brookfield, give it 10 more minutes and you'll be okay. But if you are anywhere from Glendale to Whitefish Bay and Shorewood, City of Milwaukee, down to the airport, and just right around Oak Creek as well in South Milwaukee, you need to be in your tornado safe spot. I think it is going to stay just north of Greenfield and Greendale. But again, this thing's heading right into downtown Milwaukee is the bottom line. It's going to head right over the ballpark. So folks at the Brewers game need to be in their tornado safe location and follow instructions from stadium officials, as again, this is a radar indicated tornado that is heading into Milwaukee as we speak. And again, there is rotation here. I will say this, the rotation on the latest scan is getting more diffuse, meaning I'm not quite as concerned as I was when it was back over, let's say, the Menominee Falls area, and this has had a history of producing damage. It almost looks to me like this is becoming more outflow dominant, which basically would mean 60, 70 mile per hour winds sweeping right through downtown Milwaukee. So it's not good either way. Could there be a tornado with this? Yes. Has there been a reported touchdown? No. The reason why this is in effect is because of this broad circulation right here. It is nowhere near as tight as it was a few minutes ago. So that's good news. But again, everyone in this tornado warned area in Milwaukee County needs to be in their tornado safe location. Now let's go back to the one over Genesee Depot, heading into southern part of Waukesha and the town of Waukesha. Analyzing this, it's still there, but I'm not as concerned. This one's actually diving more to the south towards Vernon. Again, that's going to be this area here. And you see what I mean? How the circulation is tighter. So that one, if you're in Vernon, if you're in McGuanago, you need to be in your tornado safe location. Big Bend, I think this is going to come towards you as well. Again, these are embedded circulations within the line itself. All right, so these typically would be somewhat weak tornadoes, not necessarily stronger than the winds coming out of the line. So there's that. Again, I don't know how much that helps, but I really think with all the folks at the ballpark, that's a huge deal right now. And again, this tornado warning is in effect for Milwaukee County, running until 7:30. Let's check in again real quick with the National Weather Service here. Sorry here, give me just a minute. So there's the new severe thunderstorm warning down to the south. But again, this Boeing segment is heading right through Wauwatosa. So even in absence of rotation, we have got winds here. Let's estimate this. We have winds, at least 50 miles per hour. I would venture 60 to 70. And you see that wind core? That is heading right to the ballpark. So they're going to get buffeted with strong winds. So or not, there is a tornado with this. There are strong winds with this. So that is, again, what's happening here. So if you're just joining me, anywhere from the airport to Glendale, downtown Milwaukee in particular, West Dallas, I think Greenfield and Greendale, and Franklin, you're okay out of this. And if I broaden this out, you can see that the strongest part of this storm is now pushing right into central Milwaukee County. This is a line, all right? And I'm actually out in Wisconsin Dells. I encountered this as a tornado warning as it was moving through. No touchdowns out here, but it was rain wrapped, and that's going to be the deal with this. It's going to be rain wrapped, meaning you're not going to be able to see it. So don't go outside and try to look at anything. Just take shelter because you've got strong winds coming through. I'll tell you, Milwaukee, this is going to blow through quick. It's going to blow through very, very fast, and then you're going to be all set. So honestly, it's not going to last long. It's only going to last for 7:30 at the latest. This thing will be out over the lake, all right? But what concerns me just looking at this radar image is going to be the bow right there, all right? So even in absence of a potential tornado, I'm really more concerned about strong winds coming right through the center of the county. So that's going to be right into downtown, right over the stadium, right into downtown, right about now. So you need to be in your tornado safe location. I'm going to stick with you here for a couple minutes until this pushes out. Again, it's going right over the radar site. That's actually an important clue here too. That's the radar in Sullivan, and this is an important clue because the radar is going to be contaminated right now with the thunderstorm going over the radar site. So that's why I'm also not necessarily completely trusting the velocity signature here, because the beam is going through all of that rain that's right over the radar site, if that makes sense. But from what we're seeing here, we can certainly see that there is still certainly some rotation going on there, weaker rotation heading towards Big Bend. So that's the way this looks. Very interesting in that this is going to pull through very, very quickly. It's going to push through fast. But again, the next 15 minutes here, you need to be in your tornado safe location if you're anywhere in these tornado warnings, as again, they are still in effect here. And I'm, the ballpark, obviously, this is a big deal. And it's right over the ballpark right now. And I know we have the Brewers game on the air. And we obviously, when that game continues, that will be back on the air. But hats off to my colleagues who are back at the station handling this right now. But again, this is a serious storm pushing on through. So here we are at 6:59. And the worst of the storm is literally right over Milwaukee, right over downtown Milwaukee. This is where the strongest of the winds are. Look at that right here. So right there, just updated. Downtown and just south. So downtown to Bayview, strongest winds. Yep, and they've gone up a little bit, 53, 55 miles per hour, and that's at radar height. All right, so that's at beam height. Which means it is aloft. And so, it's about 30 miles away from the radar. I was going to see, sometimes it'll give me beam height here, which is actually really cool. So it's about 2,000 feet. These winds are being measured at about 2,000 feet over our heads right now. So think about that for a minute. If the winds are at 55 miles per hour, over 2,000 miles over Milwaukee, and those come down to the surface, what happens? You get stronger winds, right? So that's important to mention. Let's look at the velocity. Again, it's pretty diffuse. I'm really more concerned about strong straight line winds, but again, doesn't really matter, right? I mean, the city's getting rocked either way, whether it's a tornado or damaging winds. The one out in Vernon, I'm less concerned with. Let's see, that tornado warning expires in 14 minutes. If the National Weather Service wants to cancel it, they have to cancel it prior to 10 minutes before expiration. So we'll see if they do that. I'm not as concerned Vernon or Big Bend anymore. However, there is still definitely rotation into Milwaukee County. So we're going to keep watching that here for the next couple of minutes. But I mean, it's moving quick. Look at the loop here. This loop goes back less than an hour, and you can see just how far this thing has moved. So it is going to be out. The worst part of this storm is going to be out over the lake in the next few minutes. The worst part of the storm is right over West Allis, right over State Fair Park, right over American Family Field. And again, it really looks to me to be a damaging wind event. And I think within the next 10 minutes, the worst will be over in Milwaukee. Off to the southwest, we'll see if this continues down to the southeast. This is mainly for wind and hail in Caledonia, Racine County area. We'll see what happens as that pushes southeast. To be honest with you, I'm not as concerned with that portion of the line because you can see how the line is bowing in Milwaukee County, and that's indicative of what we call a strong rear inflow jet, also being strong winds coming on through. So that is what we are dealing with now. Again, there is a tornado warning in effect. However, I believe that the tornado warning will be canceled early. And let me look at the storm relative velocity here. Again, we'll get an update momentarily. This is still a few minutes old. I think we're going to see that rotation very quickly out over the lake here. This radar just updated, and you can see the heaviest is right over Glendale, Whitefish Bay, Shorewood, right down I-43 into downtown, and then kind of curving back towards West Allis. So again, the worst of the storm is now. All right, for these communities. Wauwatosa, you're fine. You're out of it. Butler, you're out of it. Menominee Falls, you're out of it. All right. Brown Deer, you're fine. Northwest side of Milwaukee, you're fine. Let's see what they just did here. They just trimmed back some of that tornado warning. It looks like for Waukesha County. So again, the worst is right over the city of Milwaukee right now. It is 7:03 p.m. Worst of the winds are over Milwaukee right now. There is an update to the velocity. Again, could there be a tornado in here? Yes. Are we going to know? No, because it's rain wrapped. And to be honest, this is not as concerning as it was when it was back over, let's say, Lannon and Menominee Falls in that area. All right. So this is broad circulation. and the velocity is strong right in our Lakeshore communities from the airport to Bayview is where the strongest of the winds are. So St. Francis, you're right in this, Cudahy, Bayview, Walker's Point, these areas just on the south side, just south of downtown Milwaukee. So that is the area, and this will be out over the lake. The strongest part of the storm, it's 7:04. The strongest part of the storm will be out over the lake by 7:10. Again, within the next 6 minutes, the strongest part of this storm is going to be out over the lake, and I think they'll be able to then cancel the tornado warning. So, and it's same with folks in Waukesha County here. This thing is fizzled. I am not concerned, Big Bend, any longer for you. Racine County, you're going to get some wind out of this, but I'm also not as concerned for you. So the biggest concern right now is the Lakeshore communities, Whitefish Bay, Shorewood, downtown Milwaukee, Walker's Point, Third Ward, stretching down into Bayview, down to the airport, Cudahy, St. Francis, these areas. You're right in the core of this right now. But again, it's about to move out over the lake. Then we have what we call stratiform rain in behind this. And that is just rain that will eventually fizzle out. And as of right now, nothing past that. So I think this is the main show for the night. I am not dialed in to the Brewers game, so I would assume that they have delayed and ushered people into the concourses. For the Brewers game, I think, as soon as they cancel this tornado warning, I think we're going to be good to go. And I think it's in effect until 7:30, but there's no reason to keep this going, even though there is heavy rain back behind this in West Dallas. We'll get another radar update here in just a minute, but this is the concern and the velocity. The strongest winds are about to push out over the lake. So I do believe that they can let this tornado warning go here probably by 7:10. I would say 4 or 5 minutes. I would not be surprised if they let this tornado warning expire or cancel early. But again, the worst is right over our Lakeshore communities right now. I just got a 7:05 radar update. So you can see just the heavy rain. But here's what's interesting. The strongest of the winds are pushing out over the lake, and you can see that there. Let me go to the velocity for you. And there's an update. Yeah, it's still right along the lakeshore. So, it's kind of moving southeast. So, got to keep it running for just a little bit longer. As you see the little dip there, southeast, but it's just about over the lake. So, I think we're just about there. And then we should be good to go after that. So, I'm interested to see if and when they cancel this. I think it will be allowed to be canceled. Let's look at the wind here. The wind is still very strong. This was just updated 2 minutes ago. Winds are still very strong at the airport. So that's, and then once that moves out over the lake, then we're going to be good to go. Let me see if there's anything else. Let's see here. Yes. So the Weather Service just said, kind of what we were talking about, is that it's gone outflow dominant, meaning that the tornado threat is really very low. That tornado warning will be allowed to expire in Waukesha County at 7:15. So that's going to expire, and I think the tornado threat, I believe that we are good to go. I'm going to be interested to see if they release that here. As the worst of the winds are now moving out. I mean, they're literally right on the lakeshore right now. So Glendale, let's clear some folks here, shall we? Glendale, you're good. West Dallas, I know it's heavy. Wauwatosa, I know the rain is still heavy. You're good. You're good to go. Elm Grove, you're good to go. Butler, you're good to go. Northwest side of Milwaukee, you're good to go. Greenfield, Greendale, you're all good. I would stay in your tornado safe spot for the time being if you're by the airport. If you're Cudahy, down to South Milwaukee, let that little part here pass you by. But I'm not concerned for you right now. The wind, as you can see, is just to your north. I mean, it's really St. Francis, Cudahy, just to the north of South Milwaukee. But again, that was 4 minutes ago. So this largely should be out over the lake with the next scan. And then I think we're going to be good to go. So again, just to be clear here, this is a line. This is what we call a quasi-linear convective system. Always seems to happen when I start my vacations, right? So I'm actually on vacation right now, just starting it, actually not officially until I can hang up here. But this is a big deal for the city of Milwaukee. It's a big deal for the Brewers game. It's a big deal storm-wise. As you know, so many storms weekend before they get here, and this is a big deal, especially when, you have all these people sitting in the stadium, right? All the people in one place, right? That's a big deal. So hopefully, again, the worst is just passing the stadium now. So within the next 5-10 minutes, I mean, they probably won't clear them until the warning is canceled. But again, at least there's the radar update, 7:08. Yeah, the worst is definitely past the stadium now. And so if you're at the stadium and watching, you got to listen to the officials because they're probably not going to release you until the warning is officially done. But I'm not worried about you anymore. And there goes the diffuse rotation out over the lake. Still, let's look at the strong winds. Yeah, right over Cudahy. It'll be interesting to see what the airport recorded with this. So again, here's how it played out with the strong winds. Look at how that core, see what I mean? Wauwatosa, right over the ballpark. I mean, that wind signature went right over the ballpark. So this thing went from Wauwatosa over the ballpark, over the airport. So that was the trajectory of these strong winds that were at 2,000 feet above our heads at radar site, and they are now about to move out over the lake. So they are just crossing the airport. Let's see here if there is anything new. Yeah, I mentioned earlier there was a 1-foot tree snapped in Waukesha County. Fields Road, if I'm saying that correctly, Fields Road and Good Hope. So there were strong winds there for sure. But I just want to emphasize here, and you can see the little Boeing segment just pushing out over the lake from the airport. Yes, you're still seeing heavy rain. Technically, you're under that tornado warning in Waukesha County, but that is expiring. So you're good to go there. The severe thunderstorm warning will expire at 7:30. I'm waiting to see here if the National Weather Service is going to cancel the tornado warning in Milwaukee. I don't see a reason to necessarily keep that going. They may wait here a few more minutes. But at this point, maybe they wait for this little nudge to get out of South Milwaukee and Oak Creek. And then that will be the end of that. But I, again, am here. There's a new radar update. Hang on a minute here. Yeah, so it's heavy South Milwaukee and Oak Creek, but let's do an analysis for you. Waiting on an update on that. It's heavy, but I'm not concerned about rotation for you. This is going to be strong winds, maybe even some hail in here as well. Let's see. That hail signature is old. I don't think there's much hail, but yeah, I mean, this is clearly outflow dominant, especially given what we're seeing here. That tornado warning McGuanago is about to go. Oh, here's what they did. So they're going to so Milwaukee, you are in the clear. Baseball stadium in the clear. They just canceled the tornado warning for the baseball stadium. You're fine. You are fine, even though it's raining like crazy. You are fine at the stadium. You are fine to hopefully they'll get you back into your seats. You're fine there. They're going to keep that tornado warning going for the next 15 minutes just because of that little nudge there in South Milwaukee. But to be honest with you, I'm not overly concerned. I don't see anything. There's the update. Yeah, it's for those strong winds. I don't see any concern for a tornado or anything like that over the airport, even though, they may continue it. Let's see if in the next 5 minutes they decide to cancel it. I'll wait with you here for one more minute while the Waukesha one goes away. Racine County, Walworth County, Kenosha County, you're going to get smacked by this, but the tornado threat, unless something weird pops between now and then, I don't think there's a tornado threat any longer. Again, it's this area that's now out over the lake. So they'll keep the nudge tornado warned at least for a few more minutes, and then you'll be good to go. Again, this is 7:14. We'll watch this tornado warning expire in Waukesha County officially till, there we go. They just released the tornado warning for Milwaukee County. Excellent call. Severe thunderstorm warning continues until 7:45 for that area and also for Racine County. And we'll give it another 30 seconds. We'll let this tornado warning go, and then I'm getting in the hot tub because I'm on vacation. All right, there we go. All tornado warnings have dropped. Still some gusty winds. Racine, Kenosha, Walworth County, gusty winds. Not expecting tornadic activity. That is it. Hopefully we can play ball now at American Family Field. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully this is the last you hear from me for a couple of days. Stay safe. Hope everybody is safe. Have a great night.